Violette to the quarterfinals, well deserved, and hopefully they do well against
¿Dónde está
the winner of Leon versus
Violette?
Tauro.
Violette, ¿dónde está? ¿Dónde está Violette? Violette, ¿dónde está?
Guys, the CONCACAF Champions League is back. You know what that means? I'm probably going to be back on that YouTube grind. Just upload so many videos and forget about my AP Bio stuff, only to get like a 1 on that test in 3 weeks, guys. Yeah, I'm ready to fail that test. I don't think I can make a comeback, guys. I know I've said that with the AP Euro test, but this time, guys, I think I'm being for real. But you know what's not heartbreaking? The losses that were suffered today in the CONCACAF Champions League quarterfinals. Guys, let's just get started already with the first one. Philadelphia Union coming into this, we're kind of struggling. Leagues played, they've been having draws, they have been losing. They haven't been, I think they haven't won at all this season. So they've been struggling, but hey, they had Atlas, and it was a team that was pretty much the dumpster fire. But hey, they were having a little bit of comeback. They made the comeback against Olympia, and then they've been winning in their leagues played. They're just right there on the repechaje, the standings. I think it's like the 8th place, the last place. I don't know. I don't watch Liga MX that much, but hey, they're doing good somehow, so they're flipping the switch. And then here we are, Philadelphia Union against Atlas, which was basically a game of 2 halves. First half was basically equal chances, both teams going head to head. It was open play. I mean, it was pretty enjoyable. But unfortunately for Santa Maria, unfortunately for him, playtime was pretty much over pretty early as he makes a pretty dumb, clumsy challenge, taking down Gazdag, and it was a clear and obvious red card. It was a, what was that thing called? It was like an obvious goal scoring. I don't know what's called. I don't really care. Oh well. That meant that Atlas were down to 10 men and Santa Maria would be gone for the second leg. But he wasn't the only one that would be gone, because unfortunately Brian Lozano also got a second yellow late in the game. He would also be gone. So basically 2 of your starters for Atlas are gone for the next leg. And I guess you can say that they really missed Santa Maria, because in the second half, a whole different story. It was basically just the Philadelphia Union just kept going, just kept on pressing. They kept on making so many chances. But I was kind of just hurting me on the inside by the amount of chances they had, and they just couldn't finish. Seriously. Carranza, I mean, the man's on fire last year, but this year is just, I don't even know. Seriously, I think he's back to his Inter Miami days. I think as well for the Philadelphia Union, they just haven't been that team that we've seen last year. Transition, they've been kind of terrible transition-wise this season. And they haven't been that like free scoring 7 goals on dunking on DC United type of team. They've been kind of just mid, seriously. And basically the only goal that came in this game was an 86-minute penalty from Gazdag from a dumb challenge from Vargas. I mean, you go off your line and you just get 0 touch of that ball, and you just, yeah, you're just asking for a penalty. It's a penalty. Gazdag takes it. He just barely, Vargas, he just barely saves it. It just goes under him. He goes on the right way. It just goes under him. Gazdag scores, just barely, and he celebrates in front of number 15. I forgot his name, but it was funny. I thought it was funny. That was actually like the first time I was enjoying the game, because that second half was and I mean, listen, man. I mean, this game is just like a definition of you have to take your chances. I mean, look at last year with, I guess, yeah, I get with the Revolution and all that, but at least they took their chances, and that was 3-0. Look at the Sounders last season. They went against Club Leon and they just thrashed them at home. They took their chances. Look at NYCFC. They thrashed. Well, kind of. It was like 3-1, I'm pretty sure. But they actually took their chances as well against Comunicaciones. The Philadelphia Union, what chances, bro? There was no chances, bro. The only thing that was going for them was just running against the field. I heard a lot about this game that like the refs were terrible, but honestly, I think what was more worse was their finishing, Philadelphia Union's finishing. Because I don't know, the ref was all right. But then again, if you are complaining about the CONCACAF Champions League refs, you do have to keep in mind this is CONCACAF. You're not really getting the highest quality, so... Now, for my quick little predictions in the Philadelphia Union game, I don't know. Second leg, I feel like Atlas are probably... I get this sense of feeling that Atlas can just literally tie it up in just less than 10 minutes. Like, I like that whole game against Olympia just, like, made me flip the switch in how I think about Atlas. Like, seriously, if they can play like that against Olympia, well, then again, it's Olympia. But if they can do it to the Philadelphia Union, it's over. Seriously, it's over then before they even land at Guadalajara. So, but I think they got it. I think they got their defense better. I mean, they got Glass Knights. They don't got... I don't even know. I can't even name an Olympian defender. But, hey, they got some key players. They have to be top-notch. That's all I'm saying. I think the only thing that's got going for the Philadelphia Union is that, according to Fox Sports, every time an MLS team has won their first leg, they haven't lost against a Liga MX opposition in the whole tie. But I don't really see it because... No, well, actually, no, because then Pumas last season, they were like... They tied. They only tied and then went on penalties and they kind of won the whole thing. But I don't know. I don't really care. That's the only thing that's got going for the Philadelphia Union. I guess it's that record from Fox Sports that I didn't even pay attention to half of it.
¿Dónde está Penado?
Speaking of no happiness, Violette, they've basically, the happiness is just gone for them. Like I said it last week, like I saw them going out, but I'll just say this, all right, like downright, this is just like one hit wonder. Like seriously, they are only here because Austin was just naive. Seriously. Basically, 8th minute, Angel Mena scores from a terrible decision from Decius. I mean, you just go off your line and you just get scored on. I mean, I think there was just nerves that got to the best of. It just looked like it was going to be the same story as the second leg against Austin. Decius being prime Kepa over here and just making just goofy decisions. But I will actually say, you know what? I've been dunking on Violettes this entire night. I will say they were actually growing into this game. They had so many opportunities and they had so many chances. And even Leoma scored in the 56 minutes from... I think it was from a corner, but unfortunately for him, he was very offside. Yeah, but unfortunately, just like when that camera turns on for It's Your Boy Jason to show on Eagle Zone, it went terrible. It just went downhill after that because in the 66th minute, the Vila scored. And yeah, I mean, Violette, they really got shooken up by that second goal. And it just kept getting worse and worse. And then after the last 15 minutes, I mean, goals from the Vila in the 84th. And then in the 91st. And then in the 94th. 5-0 on aggregates. And yeah, it was that first goal that ruined Violets. And they just didn't really look back. They didn't really, like, how do I say this? They didn't really try to, like, gain off of that. There's a better word of that, but I just can't remember. They just couldn't do anything. They couldn't do anything better to topple that off. Once they did that, it was just a wake-up call for Club Leon, and they just said, all right, let's go head-to-head again. And it just looked like Violette just kind of just pushed the brakes a little bit. And look what happened. They got blasted 5-0. But you know what? At the end of the day, are you even surprised? Because I'm not. Because unlike Motagua, to be honest, Motagua actually had heart. And they were going against a Pachuca team that weren't ignorant. They weren't arrogant and they were ignorant, just like Austin. They had a full squad and everything. But Motagua, yes, Violette, just like Motagua, they had hearts and all that. But let's be honest, Violette were only here because Austin just didn't really take this competition serious. I mean, the only thing I wasn't expecting was 5 goals. I mean, I saw a 3-0 thrashing, but I never expected 5. So, I mean, obviously this tie is over. There's just no way that Violette can score 6 goals in Haiti, unless if Dominican Republic says, "Hey, yo, Mexico, your visas things are whack. You're not coming in." So, unless if that happens, like how that happened to them, Violette, when they went to Austin, then yeah, there's no way they're going through. I'm sorry, man. It's over. It was over when that first whistle blew. I'm sorry. I just never saw them moving on. I think the only reason they were here in the first place was just Austin being dumb, being stupid. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I don't think you should be surprised. But I guess the only thing you should be surprised is that they got 5 goals only. They should have probably had 6, to be honest, or 7. That final half an hour was just the worst Violette team I've ever seen. It showed the quality difference that last 30 minutes, especially the substitutions they made as well. Anyways, I'm just gonna downright say it now. Club Leon move on to the semifinals. So that's the recap for day 1 of the quarterfinals of the first leg. I'm gonna take it to Tomorrow Jason, as Tomorrow Jason has LAFC against the Whitecaps, and we also get Tigres against Motagua. I think this one's probably the one I'm looking forward to the most. First day, yeah, I like the Union and Atlas. That was a good one, but the Violet, I just don't get that one. I just should have been Austin, but then again, it's Austin. I don't really care, Austin. They're gonna lose against us in the weekend, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, back to you, Jason. Muchas gracias, Yeso. Now, let's get started with the second day of the first leg of the quarterfinals, which is basically our last day. Which it begins with Motagua against Tigres. Now, this game had a lot of high hopes for it to be a wonderful game, and you know what? Basically delivered for the first half an hour. First 15 minutes, and I guess the first half an hour as well. It was basically both teams going at it, each other. Tigres having the stronger chances, I would say. They were more sharp. Motagua, they also went through Tigres, and they gave them a fight. So they had a lot of chances. I think for this whole entire game, they were really good defensively. They just lacked the final third. The final third was just what killed Motagua and just really didn't make them do well in this game. But unfortunately for Motagua, after those 30 minutes were up, it was basically just Tigres going and getting into the game. They were getting into that rhythm. They were growing into the game. And, I mean, the last 15 minutes of the game, of the first half, it just looked like it was going to be inevitable for Tigres to score. And unfortunately, that came in the 44th minute from Quinones. It was from a corner. Goalkeeper from Motagua, he goes off his line. He really shouldn't have. He should have let his defenders taken the ball and kicked it away and headed it away. But unfortunately, goalkeeper goes off his line. I think he hits the ball, but it lands to Quinones. He just strikes it with his left foot, I'm pretty sure, his weaker foot, and it's a beautiful rocket. And that was basically the only goal for this entire game. Ended 1-0 from a Quinones masterclass goal, 44th minutes, but that was basically it. And listen, yes, I get that Tigres, they got the win, and it was against a strong opposition with Motagua, but I'm not buying into this Tigres side. I still thought this was a very poor game. This was a game that was kind of grinded out from Tigres. So, I don't know, man. I'm still skeptical for these guys. They just, after that first goal, in the beginning of that second half, I think not even that. I would say the whole entire second half, they were just. I mean, they were just sitting back, to be honest. They had some opportunities, but majority of it, I didn't really hear Gignac's name that much. I didn't hear Ibanez. I didn't hear. Well, I heard Diego Lainez sometimes, but I mean, Diego Lainez, being Diego Lainez, makes all the tricks, but he really doesn't just find the space to give it to Gignac and for him to put it in the back of the net for that half chance. Listen, guys, I'm not Mexican, but I'm sorry, but that man is one of the most overrated players ever. I think I just spilled water. It really sucks how big of a downfall Diego Lainez has had through his whole career, and he's only 22 as well. But yeah, Motagua, they still have a chance, but I mean, this is an atmosphere that's a lot bigger than Estadio Hidalgo. This is Estadio Universitario that we're talking about, so it's gonna be a lot tougher for them. And unlike the first tied against Pachuca, they're actually down a goal, so they need to find a goal somehow. They just need to win. That's all they need to do in that next game. They need to win by 2 goals or more. All right, that's it. They got the away goal, so that can play into them. So, yeah, I guess that's it.
Vancouver through earlier today. They fell around.
But for my little prediction, do I still see them making it through? I don't know, man. They just really lack on that final third. Their offensive stuff just really lacks. So for that reason, I think I'm going to see a 0-0 draw, and I think Tigres are just going to barely make it through. So, and it really sucks because, I mean, Motagua are actually nice. They're actually a good team, but, like, Tigres, they're just grinding it out. They're just, they've been winning unconvincingly, to be honest. They've been very, very poor. And I'm still skeptical for these guys. Seriously, I don't know. Just, I'm not getting that true Tigres feeling. Like, they're explosive and stuff. I haven't heard Gignac's name in quite a while, to be honest. So, should be interesting next game. So, we'll have to see. Maybe they'll flip the switch and they'll actually pay attention to me. And actually play good for once.
Mala noticia, mi gente.
Now, guys, finally, to end it off, we have one of the best games. I enjoyed this game. This was... Listen, guys, it's biased, but I don't care. I like the team. It was a good game. We had Vancouver Whitecaps against LAFC. LAFC coming into this, they were kind of struggling. Not really, but they didn't score. They didn't win in Colorado. They sit third. I mean, they're doing all right. We're undefeated, so yeah. I haven't made videos on the Road to Glory because there's just been 0-0 draws and very boring games, except for the one. What was it? I think it was the FC Dallas game. I didn't make that, but I'll do a little recap whenever, if the Austin game is fun. But hey, we had LAFC against Whitecaps. I mean, the Whitecaps, they had some opportunities, but I'll be honest with you, the majority of this game was basically dominated by LAFC, and Bounga was just a menace tonight. I mean, 2 goals tonight, one in the 55th minute from absolute rockets, just 50 yards or 40 yards away from the goal. Just takes it for himself, just to test out if the keeper's paying attention or not. And I mean, he stretches his whole body, but it's just a beautiful goal that I guess you can say no keeper saving that, but yeah. And after that, it just got worse and worse because in the 61st minute, Apoku scores from absolute just a mess of a defense from Vancouver in that play. It wasn't just that. Bounga's second goal, I mean, they should have done better defensively, but they did little to none shutting down Bounga. And that second goal from him, just an absolute, just pulls the trigger. Oh, top corner. I mean, it's just bellissimo. It's a beautiful goal. And yeah, that was basically it. It ends 3-0. And we're basically in the same situation as we were against Alajuelense. Up 3-0. Just clinching, just touching that feeling that next round, the semifinals. Listen, I'm getting ready to go, but we have to look back at what happened last time when we said that. with Alajuelense, and we just barely made it out alive. If it wasn't for Carlos Vela's lone goal. So obviously next game we have to take it serious. We can't just sit back and just give away dumb goal scoring opportunities, and let alone be unlucky and give away a penalty just straight after 5 minutes like Chiellini. By the way, I don't think Chiellini started in this game. Aaron Long, pretty solid, I would say. He was pretty solid. So yes, guys, that's going to be it for this video. It was short and sweet for Vancouver against LAFC, but I don't know. Last time I was like rambling on about LAFC, so I think it's only fair if I just go easy on our boys and only talk about it like 2 minutes. So, hey guys, that's basically it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed your night. Please like and subscribe. If you don't, your team is not making it through. Like the Philadelphia Union fans, if you guys don't like it or subscribe, you're not going through to the semifinals against us. I don't know if we're going through yet. We'll have to see. We have to see. We can't overlook Vancouver. But I can't say the same thing for Violette, though. Violette is not coming back. Sorry, guys. Anyways, enjoy your guys' night. I'll see you guys next time.